Dear Asian dudes with British accents. Why is that a thing? You guys freak me out. I find this very curious and I would like to know more about it. I have so many questions. Is it because you guys are in the witness protection program? I understand that if you are in fact in the witness protection program, that you cannot tell me. So if you are in fact in the witness protection program and that's why you have these accents, please do not respond to this message as I do not want to blow your cover. Your friend, BJ. So, gyms are really, really interesting places. They're what sociologists would probably refer to as microcosms. Microcosms are little small worlds in and of themselves. It's like if you took a gym and you just sort of cut off everything else from the outside world, that little society could be almost like a little planet all its own. There would be like, your alphas, your betas, your mayors, it's got all the components of a little world, and it's easy to forget that, gyms are made up of people too, they're made up of people just like you and me, and, they have lives and they have rituals and they have all sorts of little things that they adhere to. And, sometimes you get caught up in those things. So, all that having been said, let me just jump right into it. Let me tell you a little backstory here. So back during my first prep for my first bodybuilding competition, I was working out on base. I was stationed here at Balboa and Naval Medical Center in San Diego, and it was good. It was a great place to train. The only problem was it wasn't 24 hours. So what I did was I ended up going off on my own to find another gym that was 24 hours so I could go on my off time. So I found probably the best gym, a gym that I still go to now. It was a Gold's Gym on Sports Arena Boulevard right by MCRD. The gym is still there. It's still standing to this day. However, it's changed. It's not Gold's Gym anymore. It's now EOS Fitness. But all the components are pretty much the same. It's been updated a little bit, but it's pretty much the same gym for all intensive purposes. So I'm training at this gym, and I'm just, hardcore into it, 2-a-day workouts, I'm really dialed into these workouts trying to get ready for this competition. And my wife, if you're watching right now, my wife, she is always saying that I am like the worst when it comes to noticing things around me. I tend to put up blinders, especially if I'm really, really dialed into something. I put up blinders. I'm not paying attention to other people. And my wife will be there like, did you just see that? Like, see what? It's like, you didn't see that? So I'm in there training this one particular day, and this gym, it's a pretty hardcore gym, especially back in the old Gold's Gym days. Today it's maybe died down a little bit. It's a little more mainstream, but back in the Gold's Gym days, guys took their shirts off, ladies came in sports bras. There was a lot of masculine energy going around on both ends. So I got my shirt off and I'm training, and some lady, probably in her mid-50s, she comes up and she said something to the effect of, wow, you look like you're really training hard. I'm like, yeah, and get this competition I'm getting ready for. She's like, okay, well, good luck to you. You're looking really good. I'm like, okay, well, thank you. You too. You look like you're training really well too. And, I don't know what to say in those situations. I mean, she gave me a compliment. I just feels natural to give a compliment back. So that's what I did, and that was it. That was it for that day. I just, went on about my way. She did the same, and that was it. Nothing sinister there. So the next maybe a couple of days go by, and there's an older gentleman who comes up to me. Again, I'm training hard, and he comes up to me and he's like, hey, did you talk to that lady over there? And I'm thinking like, oh, is he gonna have like a problem with me? Is like, yeah, I said hello to her the other day. I was like, oh, and this guy is like, oh, she's a really nice lady. And I said, yeah, yeah, she seems nice. Okay. And he's like, yeah, she's a friend of mine. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you're getting at. I guess he was just trying to make conversation. I didn't really get it. And he said, yeah, she's a friend of mine. I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool, man. Well, have a nice day, and I just kind of walk away. And he acted like he wanted to say something else. He was like, okay, you have a nice day too. And he just kind of walked away. And it was kind of a strange interaction. So I was like, what was that about? And so anyway, like fast forward maybe 2 weeks later, same two people, the older lady and the older guy. And the older guy approaches me again and he says, hey, when is your competition? That was weird. He says, hey, when is your competition? I said, oh, it's not for a while. It's not maybe for a couple of months. He's like, okay, well, hey, after your competition, you should come out and hang out with us. And I said, maybe. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't really know what to say, but I was like, I wasn't really interested in hanging out with them on a personal capacity. I didn't really know anything about them. But he was like, yeah, you should come hang out with us. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I will, and the last thing he said was, she'd like to see you. And this is like, what? It's like written really awkward. I'm like, she'd like to see me. And I said, I just kind of chuckled and said, okay, well, sounds good. Maybe I will. And again, just walked away. So I find out later on, my buddy who's actually kind of in that lifestyle, the lifestyle. So he tells me, he's like, oh, bro, those guys are swingers. I said, what, swingers? He's like, oh, yeah, man, that's like a thing in the gym, bro. So like a lot of, there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of like older guys that will, for lack of a better word, farm their wives out to guys they meet in the gym, especially like ladies who are in the gym often, and their husbands show up and they end up, just like, oh, well, I like this guy in the gym and I'd like to, maybe see him, if you're okay with that. And, they have these arrangements where they're okay with it. So, and I guess, I don't know. Is cuckold the word? I don't know. Like getting some other dude to sleep with your wife, like, I don't know what that's about. That is that's really strange for me. I don't know. I'd like to feel like I'm into some kinky stuff, but that for me would be pushing the line. So I don't know what that's about. Not really my thing. But anyway, so I find myself in the middle of a situation that kind of feels like that's what it could be. So anyway, fast forward down the line. So this is like maybe a year ago, COVID's starting to let up a little bit. The gym's open again, and I'm at the same gym. So again, it's not Gold's Gym anymore. Now it's EOS Fitness. And there's a lady in there that I'm going to refer to as the cat lady. Okay. So the cat lady is, she's an older lady, again, like older lady, pretty good shape. She looks, pretty good, for her age. She's probably in her 60s, She looks good. She's pretty lean. She goes in there. She lifts weights. She works hard. I see her from time to time. And when I see an older person like that that's training hard, I get inspired. And I say, hey, good for you. We should all be so lucky to be in such great shape at an advanced age. That's outstanding. So, So anyway, I'm in the gym. I'm sitting there on one of the machines and I'm doing something. I think I was doing bicep curls or something. I was just finishing up a workout with some curls or maybe some delts, something like that. But anyway, so this older lady comes over. The cat lady comes over. I say she's the cat lady because she has. You guys remember that cat lady, that cat-looking lady? She was like a princess of Spain, like a legit princess of Spain. And she was older and she had this younger boyfriend, but she had like a lot of plastic surgery, kind of made her look like a cat. She kind of looks like her. Definitely not as extreme as that other lady, but she kind of looks like her. So that's why I'm calling her the cat lady. So anyway, the cat lady walks over and, I see her, she's got a couple of dumbbells. She's doing some overhead presses. So I was just trying to be polite because I was just doing some bicep curls. I could do them anywhere. And I asked, ma'am, would you like to use this seat that I'm sitting in right now? It had the seat with the foot pegs and everything. And she said, oh, no, 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 I'm okay. I appreciate that, though. And I'm like, okay, are you sure you can use it? I'm not really using it. And she says, oh, no, I can use the bench right over here. I appreciate it, though. I'm like, okay, no worries, I was just being polite, not a big deal. I went back to doing my exercises, and I think I had maybe 2 sets left, and I got up and started walking away. And as I'm walking away, the cat lady comes up and taps me on the shoulder and says, hey, I really appreciate that. That was really thoughtful. And I said, oh, yeah, no worries. You look like you're training really hard. You're looking good for your age. You look great. And she said, oh, thank you. It's not often not often I meet, I forget exactly how she put it, but it was something to the effect of, oh, it's, a good-looking guy in the gym is so nice to me. That doesn't happen too often. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just, it was a compliment, not a big deal again. So I kind of walked away. Again, the next day, I see the cat lady again. And every once in a while, I've seen her talk to some older guy. I don't know if they're married or if they're just friends or what. I don't know. None of my business. But I see them talk every once in a while. So I've only talked to her that one time. And then the next time I see him in the gym, the guy that's always talking to the cat lady comes over and talks to me. And he tells me, says, hey, she's in pretty good shape for her age over there, right? Yeah, she's like in her 60s. She's in great shape. I'm like, oh, yeah, she's in great shape. Yeah, good for her. And he's like, yeah, you should talk to her. Have you ever talked to her before? And I said, yeah, just in passing. I've said hello. And he tells me, oh yeah, she's really, really nice. You should definitely talk to her if you're ever in here and you have a minute. You should stop and talk to her. That would really make her day. And I'm like, okay. And I remember what my buddy told me before about swingers in the gym, and I'm like, okay. I don't talk to her. I mean, I don't go out of my way to really talk to people in the gym. If I cross paths with them, then that's fine. But I don't really go out of my way to talk to people in the gym. I'm really just trying to get it, get in, get it done, and get out. So I don't go talk to her again, But then, a couple of days later, I see her again, and then he comes over again, and again, he has this awkward conversation, like, yeah, you should talk to her. You guys would probably get along really well. And I'm just like, and I want to ask. I'm like, obviously, you don't want to. They're being cagey about it. It's very cloak and dagger. But I want to ask, like, hey, is this a thing? Do you guys are you guys like swingers? Do you guys, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. He keeps asking me to go talk to his girlfriend or wife or whoever it is. I mean, I'm not interested. And, that's a very strange nuance, I guess, of a relationship, is to farm your wife or your girlfriend out to somebody else to sleep with. And I don't know if he's like, is he going to watch? Is he going to be part of it? Is he going to be James Cameron and direct and, videotape it, do special effects, put it on, Pornhub or something like that? I can't have my bare naked butt out there, man. It's just not going to be a good look. I'm a lot more shy than people realize. The podcast and everything is sort of giving me an outlet to sort of get some ideas out and, get some information out there, But it's mostly for me. My YouTube channel is mostly like a personal diary, like a blog, But, I'm sharing it with all of you. But believe me, I'm actually a lot more shy than you might realize. So is this something that you guys have heard about? Have you guys ever heard or have any contact with swingers in the gym that are out there trying to pick up dudes or pick up chicks, for, some weird kind of liaison? Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever heard anything about this. I'd be really interested in hearing about it. What should I do about these guys? Should I push them a little bit? Should I ask questions? Should I see what's really going on there? Or should I just kind of leave well enough alone? Because so far, that's exactly what I've done. I've just left well enough alone. I don't want to get involved in any wild, crazy sex parties, I'm perfectly happy in my relationship. I'm not trying to get involved in anything like that. But let me know what your opinion is in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to BJBL Unleashed if you enjoy the channel. Follow me on Instagram while you're at it, and I will see you guys next time for more Unleashed.